What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back, and today we're going to be going through our pretty much weekly $1,000 half-dollar hunt. What you see in front of us is box 1 of 2. As you can see, I've already opened the box from the bank, as I always do, because I like to make sure I've got all 50 rolls, because believe it or not, I've been shorted by an entire roll twice in the last couple of years. And once you take them out of the bank, they won't give you your money back. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and jump into these rolls. We'll be going through each and every roll looking for rare mint varieties and errors, as well as our precious silver, NIFCs, which stands for not intended for circulation, and San Francisco proof. So looking for all kinds of neat stuff in here. Hopefully it's a good hunt. We won't know until we get into the rolls. So let's get to it. All right, well, like usual, I'm going to go ahead and get through somewhere between 5 and 10 rolls. We'll see what they look like here live on camera, getting them open, because I like to see what the box is going to look like, because if it cools off or it's real ugly and lots of new coins, then I'll go off camera and hunt until we find something. But if it's a hot box, like we've already got a 2004 Denver, not intended for circulation, right here in roll number 1, so 1 roll, 1 find. And there's a 2019 Denver, so 2 rolls. I'm sorry, 1 roll, 2 finds. So looking good so far. And this is why I like to open a few live, because as we get deeper into the boxes, I won't be bringing you in for NIFCs, but I will for valuable errors and silver, should we happen to find them. So as I open them, you'll see I'll skim past stuff like this really quickly, because when they're that bright and shiny, they're typically either proofs or they are brand spanking new half dollars, like this 2023 Denver. Just showing you, just to prove to you, that's how I know. I've hunted enough half-dollar rolls to kind of know what we're going to find just looking at the edges. So we don't want to spend time looking at each and every one of those. Now, I did hear something funny in the chat somewhere, or somebody emailed me something. There are people out there that don't believe that the mint is still producing half dollars, and they are. Now, they're making them in far less quantities than they used to, and that's why NIFCs are typically hunted by coin roll hunters. They're not always kept because there are just so many of them in circulation, even though they are relatively low mintage. And the sort of, and NIFCs are 2002 to 2020. And I'm going to stop right here because we've got silver. This is why we do this. We might even have a double, 1 there and 1 there. I know I just interrupted my train of thought, but right here, I think we're going to have a 40% silver. And right there, we might have something too. We'll see when we get the paper off. You can tell because of that gray, that really gray edge. Typically, you have a nice orangey copper line or even a brown copper line for your regular clad. But when you get into kind of that gray, dark gray, and even that super silvery look, you know you've either got a 40 or a 90% silver in your roll. So let's take a look. See what we have here. Yeah, I think we're going to have 2 silvers. Probably both 40%. Let's see. All right, we've got ourselves a 1967. Now, our 40% silver is 1965 to 1970, and our 90% silver is 1964 and earlier. And let's see here, we've got a 1968 Denver, so 2 40s, just 4 rolls into this box, and that always gets me excited for a box when we find something early. There's a 2022 Philly. See our other shinies here, 2023, 2021. So really cool finding silver, especially early in the box. So back to what I was saying, the NIFCs, you know, 2002 to 2020, and 21, 2, and 3, they overproduced them. I think some of it due to the pandemic, and they released lots and lots of them out into the wild. So most coin roll hunters, you know, they'll look for them, they'll pull them. We might even make a couple of albums, but at the end of the day, we're going to start pitching them back because they're just so easy to find. And when I say lower mintage, I do mean like 2.5 million, 2.3 million, very low numbers. When you consider earlier years, you might have had hundreds of millions minted. So because we've got silver, I'm going to go ahead and open the next 4 rolls to get us through roll 10 just to see if we have anything else. And if we don't, I'll go off camera and start bringing you in as we find things. So that is a skunk. Now, if you watch my channel regularly, you will know I did say in my last couple of videos that I've been out of town. I will be again for the next 4 or 5 days, so I'm hoping to get this hunted and posted this week. My daughter plays competitive volleyball, and they just won the AAU National Junior Championship down in Florida this past weekend, so that was just a treat to go to. I'll put a picture of them from the local news on screen for you. Really proud of my little girl. And we're off to Dallas, Texas for the USA Volleyball National Championships. So it's just a different division, different national championship. We're hoping to do well there as well. So volleyball takes priority over coin channel, especially when you've got a champ in the family. So, all right, well, that's 10 rolls. Not bad. 2 NIFCs, 2 silvers so far. I'm going to go through each coin looking for our varieties and errors. I'll bring in if we find anything. If not, I'm going to start getting more into this box, and I'll bring you in as we find stuff. I'll probably skip a lot of the NIFCs, but definitely bring you in for the silver. So we're getting into roll number 12, and as you can see, I've already got the paper off. I actually pulled it off pretty quick and just saw a couple of shiny edges and checked those out, just like I did in the beginning of my video. It's going to take me a second to find it. There was one really shiny one, there it is, that jumped out, and it is the mother of NIFCs, the 1987 Philly. Now, for those of you that don't know, this 1987 Philly was only made in mint sets and proof sets. Now, for proof sets, it's got a San Francisco mint mark, but these are pretty tough to find. Unfortunately, we've got a really big scratch through most of the coin there, so it's not the nicest of finds, but it is one of the better NIFCs you can find. I would say only trumped by the 1970, because I think that was made in special mint sets or mint sets only, and it is 40% silver. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the board and keep on hunting. So we are deep into the box here. Roll number 29, I believe. You can see we've got the other 9 rolls out here, 8 rolls out here. Just got roll 29 out. Let's see if we can see this in the light. We've got a solid silver edge right here. I don't know if that's going to be a 40% or a 90%er, but let's find out together. Let me get this over here. A little bit of space. Oh, that's going to be a 90% for sure. You can tell the difference. You don't have that little kind of line like you do in the middle on a 40%er, that kind of clad line in with that silver. It's obviously a Kennedy. Let's see. No Denver mint mark. So if it's a 64, it's going to be a Philly. And it is. We got a 90% hunk of silver, 2 40s. This is a successful box in any coin roll hunter's book. Well, I shouldn't have put the camera down. Roll number 30. I got the paper off of it. It's not silver, but we had another really thick silvery edge in there. Or not silvery, but thick coppery edge. It wasn't thick enough for me to think it was a proof, but when I got the roll open and took a look, we've got ourselves a 1987 Denver, and this one's a lot nicer shape than our Philly. But we got the full set here in one box. And that's going to go up here with our Philly. So pretty cool. 2 of the coolest NIFCs you're going to be able to find these days in circulation. We've got them in the first 30 rolls of this box. So we're cleaning up rolls 26 through 30. And this would have been probably roll number 28 or 29, I think. Yeah, because I've gone through one already. And we have a pretty beat up proof. This got by me. It did have a thick edge, but it just wasn't super shiny, and it's pretty beat up. But we've got ourselves a 2003. You can see that big S there. San Francisco proof. You can also tell from the mirror finish, although it's marred from circulation. And you still have a little bit of frosted detail on there. So 2003 San Francisco proof, busted out of a proof set and spent. So on the hunt, we got 90%, 40%, 87%. 1987 NIFCs, a couple other ones, and now a proof. All we need is a DDO or something like that, and we'll have the whole set. So let's see what else this box has in store for us. So we're getting into roll number 31, and I'll stop here real quick and say along the way we did find another 2004, and I think this 2008. I didn't bring you in for those. But just got into this roll, and I think we might have silver right here. It's reading very, very silvery. I think it's going to be a 40%er. Now, we occasionally get faked. We call those fakers, 1971, 73, 74s that are really dirty. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be a 40. Let's check it out. And it is. We've got ourselves a 1968 Denver. That's 3 40s on the hunt and 190. We will take it all day. So we're on to roll number 43. I just got the paper pulled back, and I think we might have silver, but it might be a faker. I mentioned this earlier in the video. I've seen coins like this in the past, and they have fooled me, and they ended up being that nasty 71 or 74. Let's check it out together here. See if we're still on the silver, and I think we are. We got a 1968 Denver. That makes us, what do we have, 5 40%ers on this box now. That is pretty awesome. And we'll do a total tally of our silver value at the end of the video for those of you that are curious of why this is so exciting, if maybe you've made it this far in the video. But this is not a small amount of silver here. Along the way, I did find a 2020 Philadelphia NIFC. We did throw that up on the board. But we're going to keep going through these rolls. We've got 7 more here, and then we got another whole box to get into that we got at the same bank. Well, we are finished with box number 1, and it did not disappoint. We had a whole bunch of finds, just about a whole roll's worth, if not a whole roll's worth here. You can see I'm missing a roll for my rewrap. We'll start down here. We had a 2003 San Francisco, pretty beat up proof in circulation for some time, as you can tell from the damage. Of course, the stars of the show would be our 1964 90% silver $50, our 1967 and 1968 Denver 40% silver $50. Now, I will throw up on the screen the coin apps value, the total value here. It's about $28 worth of silver. That doesn't include any premiums that there may be on silver today. You know, usually when I price these guys out just off the cuff, I usually say $10 to $12 with premiums. And these guys, I usually say like $4.50 to $5 a piece with spot where it is today. Spot today's around $29.50. So quite a bit of silver for really $2.50 face value. Really happy to find our 1987 Philly in Denver. It's too bad that the Philly has that giant scratch through it, but always excited to find those NIFCs. We didn't end up with 5 2004s, a 2005, a 2008, a 2019, and a 2020 Philadelphia. Now, my last full run of NIFCs did sell from my store recently, so I am putting together another album to put out there. So now more than ever, I need to go through these and make sure I either fill some holes or get some upgrades. So a lot of these will go back, but they may end up in an album that may go up for sale on the website. So gacoinsandcollectibles.com. If you don't know where that is, it is linked in the description down below. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get into box number 2. I will probably not open rolls right off the rip on camera. I'll bring you in as we find stuff, but I'm excited to get into it. And if you've made it to the midpoint in the video and you're watching this first wrap up, make sure you do click on that like button and click on that subscribe button. It really helps out the video. I really, really appreciate it. And if you wouldn't mind and you're listening to this, drop on down below. Leave me a comment. Let me know you got this far in the video. Would love to hear it. Anyway, let's get into box number 2. Well, as you can see, box 2 has not been too exciting because I'm bringing you in here on roll number 26. I've got 21 through 25 out, but 26 gave us a little bit something to get excited about, and you can see it right here on the end. Got the paper pulled back, and we've got something super gray, super shiny. Let's check out. What do we have here? Well, I can't get to it. Let's see. There we go. We've got ourselves a 1967 40% half. So I actually had rolls 21 through 30 laid out in front of me. It was roll 26 that had that silver, and I'm going through them this way, cleaning them up, just checking for errors, and something snuck by me there in roll number 21, and it is a 1986 San Francisco proof. So this box has gotten better already. We've got ourselves a 40% silver and a 1986 San Francisco clad proof. Did want to bring in real fast. Got done going through those last 10 rolls, and we did have a couple of finds. 2006 Denver, decent looking. And we came across a 2014 Denver with a little bit more damage on it, but another NIFC for the hunt. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the next 10 rolls. So just got the paper off of roll 33, and again, checking our shiny edges here, you can see we got a real thick one right there. I thought for sure it was going to be a proof, and I was wrong, because when I checked it, we have another 1987 Philadelphia. Again, the mother of all NIFCs as far as I'm concerned, and we've now found 3 of these in 2 boxes. And just so you guys know, I have in the past gone 20, 30, 40, 50 boxes in a row. between finding these. So that's why I say this is the mother of not intended for circulation outside of that 1970. So we've got rolls 41 through 46 open. Here's 41 through 45. 46 we just opened, and I had to bring you in because as soon as I opened it, I saw this super thick coppery edge. This has almost certainly got to be a proof. So let's check it out. And it is. We've got ourselves a 1984. See if we can get that S. Yeah, there it is. 1984 San Francisco clad proof. You can see that mirror finish on there and that frosted detail. So what is that? 2 proofs on this box, and I think third one on the hunt, which is super. Well, we've made it through the box, and box number 2 turned out to be pretty good as well. We're going to do a quick recap of both boxes here real quick. The box we just finished, box 2, we did produce 1 silver, a 1967 40%er. Adding to the silver we found in the first box, I'll do an overall total in just a minute, but we did come across this 1984 San Francisco clad proof, 1986 San Francisco clad proof, and I brought you in for most of these, but we did find a couple in the last 10 rolls, but we ultimately landed on that 1987 Philly NIFC. We had a 2006 Philly. We had a 2009 Philly, 2011, what is that, a Denver, a 2014 Denver, and a 2017 Denver. So quite a number of finds, 2, 4, 6, 8. We had 9 finds in box number 2. Now I have stacked up over here from box number 1. We had a smattering of NIFCs, including 2 additional 1987s, a Philadelphia and a Denver. We also had 4 40% silver half dollars and 190% silver half dollar. And I think we even had a proof hiding in there on the bottom. Yeah, we did a 2003 San Francisco. We'll go ahead and put that up there. So all in all, a really, really good hunt. And before we get to our little outro here, I do want to give you guys a look at the silver chest and where we stand as of June of 2024. Well, here we are with the silver chest, and to give you guys the wrap up on the value, the 40% silvers with the 90% on this hunt were around $32.50 in silver based on today's spot price. And again, with premiums, you could probably add, maybe $1 or $2 for your 90% and maybe 10, 15, 25 cents per 40% silver, depending on what dealers are doing today for premium. So not a bad little silver score for effectively $3 in face value. So very excited about that. We're going to go ahead and dump those into the silver chest. Now you'll see I've got a couple of things in here that are non-silver related, only because I just wanted to flip them up because they were cool finds for this year. Everything else in here, though, is silver on the year, and it's looking pretty darn good. All this stuff is silver. Of course, here's the Stone Mountain we found on January of 23. We've got a couple of just gorgeous BU 68 Denvers that we found in a hunt some time ago. And I do have a playlist for all of my half dollar hunts for 2024. Make sure you guys do go back and check those out if you're new to the channel. We have found a whole heap of silver this year, as you can see. And I'm not one of those channels that does 8 or 10 or 12 or 15 boxes a week. I typically do 2, sometimes up to 4. So we've done very, very well this year on the silver. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, let me know. Drop on down below. You know what? We're going to leave this open. Drop on down below. Leave me a comment and click on that like button. I'd really, really appreciate it. It helps me out in the algorithm so my videos get seen by more folks that like this type of video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do click on that subscribe button and then click that little bell and select all so you get notified each and every time I release a new video. Special shout out to all my channel members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel each and every month. It really makes a difference. Thank you again and again and again. You guys help make this happen. So with that, I hope you guys are all doing well. Just a reminder, again, I'm going to be out for another 4 or 5 days. So this is the one video I'm going to get out, considering I've only been home for 2 or 3 days between trips. So I do hope you enjoyed this one. So with that, you guys take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.